What's up guys, my name is Carson. Thanks for joining us for another Tech Tip Tuesday. So this week we're going to be out with the old and in with the new with Microsoft Windows 11. So a lot of these tools are efficient tools that you're going to be using on a day-to-day basis, giving you overall way more time back in your workday. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so starting off hot with tip 1, we have the Dictate tool. So something that's really helpful for the Dictate tool is you don't have to waste time typing out your search bar or typing out your message. You can simply just speak what exactly you would like to say. So I want to think about this just as if it was an iPhone. So you're saying, hey Siri, send a message to Dale, and then you say that message. So same thing with this, it's the same function, and something that's really cool about Windows 11, because this is a function that's been in Windows before, but now with Windows 11, it's adding punctuation to it. So it's making sure that you're not adding any grammatical errors that you're unaware of. So let's go ahead and run a test. So I want to send a message to Dale, Josh, and Mallory. So something that's really cool about this is if you select, you have to select the text box that you're trying to speak into. So once you have that, you go ahead and press Window H, and we start talking into this, and watch the words auto-populate on that message. Watch the words auto-populate on the message. So it's really cool, and the same thing for the search bar. Alright, carrying on to the next tip, it's super important to keep that balance between your work life and your life at home. So this is a great tip on how to do that. So there's an option here where we can go and we can press this button, and it allows you to create different desktops. So you can create a at-work desktop, and maybe you're wanting to use a computer after hours, you can create a personal desktop. So it's a really good job, or a really great way to organize your work life from your life at home. So let's go ahead and do that here real quick. We can press New Desktop, we can right click this, and let's just name this After Hours. Okay, so now that we have our After Hours, you can also go in here, and if you right click it, you're able to change the background as well. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Okay, so this comes up here, and you can change to whatever image you would like. Let's just go ahead and do something simple. One more key feature in this tip is you can easily bounce between your desktops with this keyboard shortcut. Press Control, Windows, and arrow. And you can switch back and forth to whatever desktop you are trying to use. For tip number 3, this is a great way to organize your desktop according to your own preferences. And this option is called the widgets button. So if we go ahead and press the bottom left here, we have the gas prices, we have the NHL scores, we have the weather, we have tasks, your calendar. This is completely organized to what you would like to see. So we have some news articles over here, and something I can show you here is if we go into the add widgets, you're able to add what exactly, what pertains to you. So I added my to-do list here, I added my Outlook calendar, and if I wanted to add, let's say I wanted to add entertainment over here, we see the entertainment just popped. So this is really kind of tapered to what you like. So for example, I like NHL, so I have the NHL scores over here. And if you're thinking about this for more of a work organized way, you can add your to-do list up here too. So every single morning, as soon as you get in, you can go ahead and press your widget buttons, and you can see what tasks you have to do. So to add a task, you can just press that plus button, and then we can say call Ron, and then you can add that. So every single time you're going into the widget, you can scroll down, you can create a small to-do list for you, make sure that you're making sure that you are on track. And another thing I really like about this is it shows your Outlook calendars, and it shows what meetings you have going on for the entire day. Alright, for the next tip, we're going to talk a little bit about multitasking. So chances are you do have multitasking in your everyday job activities. So something that's really cool about this is Microsoft Windows 11 allows you to have a snapping feature, so you can snap your browsers into place so you can use them at the same time. So with this, there's no more moving through each browser, moving through each page. Instead, you can lock them into place and use them at the same time. So let's go ahead and get an idea of what I'm talking about here. So if we press this button, we can press this to lock it into the left side of the desktop. Okay, so we've locked that in. Let's go ahead and lock this one in now. We can lock that in. So what's really cool about this is you can use them all three at the same time. So if you're doing research on the rightmost browser or the rightmost browser and then you're wanting to look maybe at the middle browser, you can do so both at the same time without having to switch through each browser, eliminating precious time in your workday that you could be doing with other tasks. All right, the next tip I have for you is definitely for the eyes. So it sounds a little bit weird at first, but bear with me here. So you're probably staring at a computer for 8 to 9 hours at work. You probably go home and you probably spend even more hours scrolling on the phone. So it's a lot of eye strain that can be had from the blue light. So one way that we can kind of control this in Windows 11 is we can adjust the display brightness. So if we go in here, we right click, we can press display settings, and let's go over here to nightlight. So you can adjust the hours for this, but I typically like to keep it up maybe about 30% on a day-to-day basis. So even in the mornings, even at night, whatever time it is, I usually try to keep it at 32. However, if it gets closer at night, maybe you want to turn it closer to 50, 60. Whatever works best for you, but it really does take the eye strain away. Something else that we can also personalize is changing our apps from a white color to a more darker color so it's also easier on the eyes as well. So to display that, we can go to display settings over here, personalization, and over here we see colors. And then right now we have light. So that means it's just a wider front on, not a wider front, but like a wider light on the specific apps that you're opening. But if you change to dark, it's a little bit easier to manage on the eyes. So that's another way that you can adjust the settings so it's more favorable for your eyes in the long run. All right, for the last tip of the day, we have a Windows screen recording option. So maybe it's not effective and as efficient as something that you can download and install on your computer like OBS, but it definitely gets the job done and it's something that you can use maybe for performing a set of actions that you would like to send to a virtual coworker. So what I mean by this is maybe you need to show someone how to do something, but they can't just stand over your shoulder and look. Maybe they're virtual and you need to send them what you're actually doing. So in this case, you want to go on your desktop over here and you want to go on your keyboard and press Windows G. So I actually can't perform these options because I'm screen recording on another device here for you guys, but you would want to press the screen recording button and you want to press start recording. Thank you all for watching. I, for one, am super excited about all the features that Windows 11 has brought us. I only covered the basics today, but there's definitely a bunch of resources that you can use to make your work life more efficient. So don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and we will definitely see you next week.